Hey, how you going? Today I'm going to show you how to make a 3D barrel in C4D and UV texture map it with BP UV edit. Right, let's go ahead and go into primitives and choose a cylinder. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to bring that barrel up so that the base of the cylinder is touching the grid. Alright, next we want to go into object and we want to go into rotation segments. Now basically what rotation segments are is how many polys are used for the sphere inside the cylinder. So obviously we want to make it a barrel, so we don't want it too low poly, so let's go ahead and make it as realistic as possible but not undercutting. Let's make that 20. Now basically what the height segments are is the same thing but vertically along the cylinder, so how many polys are used in the height segment as height segments. Alright, so what you want to do is you want to make the object editable and then go into poly mode. You want to go to tools, you want to go to select, ring selection. You want to select the top loop, a loop halfway through the cylinder and one at the bottom. Hold shift to select them all. And then we want to go into the scale tool. Alright, we just want to scale this up and you'll see as it starts to expand. Alright, make sure you get it even so that it's right all the way around so that you don't have a lopsided barrel. Now you should have something that looks like that. Alright. Now you want to, I see that there's a gap in between the top of the barrel and the bottom of the barrel. What you want to do is you want to go into select and choose ring selection and select the sphere and go to scale. Actually, let's just get the bottom as well. Alright, select both of them, hold shift and select both. What you want to do is you want to go into the scale tool and scale that up so that the circle touches the outside of the cylinder. Alright, now you should have something that basically looks pretty much like a barrel. Alright, let's go over to texturing. So now you should have something that looks like this. We want to go into BP UV edit. Alright, we want to choose make a UV polygon, sorry. And yours will not be highlighted. These polygons on the on your side will not be highlighted, but it should look similar. That will not be happening. Alright. We want to go into body paint 3D setup wizard. We want to go into objects and we just want to follow the prompts basically. Alright. Now here we have our UV map, which sends the texture coordinates to the model and makes it look better than just having a stretch texture. So we want to go to projection. In projection you have many types of way you can project the texture to fit the model. Let's just go through a few. This is what the sphere texture map possibly look like, but that's not what we'd want. That looks awful. Cylinder, that's technically not what we'd want either. We'd want because we want to also get the top of the barrel and the bottom of the barrel. So if we go down to, say, cubic 2, that sounds good. We want to go into the selection tool, rectangle selection, and we want to move the UV texture coordinates, the UV coordinates, closer together, so that you maximize your pixels for the texture that you're using. So what we want to do is we want to just keep dragging these pieces closer together. As you see, they're all highlight, the different sections highlight as you do it. We want to make the top, drag the circle down to the bottom circle so that it reads off the same texture. And we want to highlight that all now and scale that up to as big as we can get it so that we get the most bang for our buck out of what the resolution of your texture. And it will just look you want it to be efficient. So basically, now you've got your UV sorted. So now we want to go into layers. We want to go layer, create UV mesh layer. I have, you can see a faint red line behind the UV layer. Basically what that does is that makes a print of the UV onto an image that you can bring into another software and edit, or make a texture for. That's what we are doing. Let's go ahead and delete that layer. Alright, we want to go ahead and save this now. Save it as Photoshop file. Put it on my desktop. Make it easy. Alright. Now we want to bring this open in Photoshop. I have downloaded a royalty-free metal texture, and I have put it in the zip file included, but you can use it because it's obviously royalty-free. But what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and drag this image in. Sorry about my frame rate. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to free transform this object and fill up the UV, or we'll rotate it, but we want to fill up the UV coordinates of the barrel, what the barrel sees. So basically that is the rectangular shape on the top. So we want to fill that up completely. We want to fill up make sure all the pixels are filled. You can be as precise as you want with this. I'm not being too precise. Let's place that file. We want to duplicate this, the metal texture, and now we want to free transform it to the size of the circle, the sphere UVs. So we want to make that fill up as much as we can. And place that file. Let's go ahead and drag the UV mesh layer to the top now. So now we can see the UV mesh layer over the metal texture. And that looks okay. what we want to do now is we want to go into the shape tool and we want to make a rectangle the size of the metal texture we've used. And we want to do the same with the ellipse tool and create a sphere over the size of the barrel, the top of the barrel UV, or the circle. So now what we want to do is we want to I'm just gonna sorry, I just need to get that. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and edit this. Double click. Let's go into gradient overlay. We want to go foreground to transparent. We want to choose black, and we want to move the lighter opacity and the white color over. We want to create now 6 more colors and or 3 more opacity and 3 more color. We want to go through and make the every second opacity 100. Well, sorry, every first and third, first, second, and third, whatever. And then as shown, and turn the colors to black and make sure the other ones are on white. Alright, let's just tweak that a bit. Make it a bit softer so that it doesn't hurt the texture too much. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. Alright, now we want to go bring that UV mesh layer on top again. We want to go back into the we want to go back into the rectangle, and we want to move that black section up into where the barrel bends, because you'll be able to see that in the UVs because that's the projection we chose. So we're going to move it, make it nice, make it a bit smoother. Shift. All right. So now that looks much more like the darker section is in the embossed bit. You know, yeah, I guess. We want to choose the sphere object, and we want to go and do the same thing as we did before. Choose background to sorry, you want to choose color to transparent. We want to go into blending options, and we want to go to color burn. Oh, sorry, I forgot to make it transparent. Oh, sorry, we want to choose the foreground to transparent. I did chose the wrong one. We want to go color burn as the main blending mode for the object, and keep the other one, keep the gradient as normal. We want to go into the rectangle and do the same and make it color burn. Basically what that does is obviously it turns the transparent color and burns it in. We want to lower the opacity now so it's not so harsh, so it looks like those shades were supposed to be there on purpose. And we want to lower that one a bit too, so it's not just like in a really dark room, or just, you know, it just looks ridiculous. It would look like a zebra barrel. Alright, now we want to get rid of the UV mesh layer, and we want to go ahead and save this texture. I'll save it onto my desktop again to save no confusion. We want to save that as, we can save it as any type of file that works in Cinema 4D, but let's just go with a PNG. I'll just save it as texture oil tank, the same name as I had before. Alright, now that we're back in now what we want to do is we want to drag this PNG file, which is this one here because of the transparency. We want to drag this onto the model. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not too sure what that means, but I just press, I just go with yes or no. Well, obviously I know what that. Actually, that's to do with the path. Sorry. Um, Now you should have a barrel that looks like this. Um, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my tutorial, and I hope you learned something from it. Thank you very much.